Yeah! Yeah!
Okay, so just a couple of things before we get started. I do have to do this again, even though you guys heard it before. This performance, like all our performances, is a rap performance. What that means for you is that the lighting should stay the same. In the last hour, they only went off once. Hopefully, if they do go off again, we'll be able to get those fixed really fast. But these two will always stay on. We don't expect any sudden loud noises or bangs throughout the performance, but there will be music for atmospheric purposes. And we have a relaxed attitude towards sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of those who are unable to sit still or be silent for an hour. On that note, if you need to take a break at any point, you can go through the door at the back, and just to the right there's a seating area that you're welcome to use for any breaks you might need to take, and then you'd be welcome back in at any point. I'm Naomi, I'm the stage manager for today. If you need anything, let me know. I'm just over there, give me a wave, I'll come over, and if it's something I can help you with, I will. I also have hearing loop headsets available if you need those. Come and get them from me now. Other than that, I'm passing over to Chris, who's our DM for today.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Welcome to Adventurers Wanted. So, guys, what are we doing here? We are playing a tabletop role-playing game. For those unaware of what that means, we are telling a story together. The four people to my left and right are characters in a universe where I play the rest of the universe. So I handle the monsters they encounter, the situations they find themselves in, the horrible grinding metal teeth of a trap they're about to fall into in a sewer system. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me try and catch you up on 226 hours of backstory in 30 seconds. What's going on? The four people to my left and right are crew members aboard the Spirit of the Horizon, which is a naval research vessel that got taken away from its home plane of existence by a spell they found on a magical stone tablet in a forgotten temple. However, removing that stone tablet unleashed an unspeakable evil. In doing so, they managed to escape by reading the spell on said stone tablet, but now they're in a new plane of existence and they can't find their way home. I say that, they can. They found all the pieces of a stone tablet in this universe that should do exactly the same thing. But however, those were all nicked by a sorceress called Candle. They are now in the bowels of a magical city, trying to make their way through to a hidden room with a magical orb that should hold the city up. In the meantime, they are being caught in the middle of a trap, which is what happened at the end of last hour, so we're going to dive straight back into that. But before we get there, let's all introduce ourselves and our characters, and then let the mutilation begin. Go for it.
Hello. Do I use this?
No, you're fine.
No, yeah, all right, good. My real name is Taylor. I'm actually American, not just putting on the accent for the purposes of fun or what have you.
Good, good.
It's not a character choice. And I will be not a monk, but rather Lorno the Knotmaster. I am a halfling and a rogue with depressingly low charisma points.
Yeah, that is true.
Hello, my name's Reese. I will be playing a halfling monk that goes by the name of Galbert Twinkletoes. Galbert, once upon a time, was the cleaner aboard the ship, has been promoted to quartermaster, and has lost his best friend in the captain that was sadly taken away from us.
It's true, we are on Captain number 3 by now. It's going well. Devere.
So my name's Bex. I'm playing Devere Cook. She is a rogue cook, specialising in potatoes. She's lost her lucky peeler. She's lost her chef's hat. She's still holding on to that apron, which adds nothing, by the way. There's no extra defence there. It's just a cotton apron. I'm currently covered in water and dangling for my life. So you may not see much of Devere. Let's see what happens.
That's a very fair assessment of the situation. Go for it.
So I'm Owen. I'm playing Edric, not to be confused with his brother Roderick. They are quite different. Roderick, while he is a very sociable, very likable person, Edric is quite the opposite. He's grumpy, very lone wolfy person, usually operating around World's End. Don't know if you know any of that, but and suddenly he's found himself dangling from another person, apparently.
Not quite, but we'll
Not
get to
quite,
it in a
we'll
second.
get to it.
Yeah.
All right. But he's pretty livid because he was doing something else.
What was he doing?
Just before this. He was in a tavern, actually, enjoying himself. It's
That-
quite rare for him.
I mean, all of the members of the ship are always on board ship at the beginning of the adventure, otherwise the teleportation magic wouldn't work. So I'm guessing you're in the tavern on board ship, known as the Embassy, because that's where the local,
all right.
who decided to join the crew, has set up an embassy where you can be the ambassador of the ship. It's
All right,
it's a
all right.
tavern, guys. It's a bar,
Cool.
like
I
this
thought we were doing the whole
embassy where all the
teleporting
ambassador
out
stuff
nowhere thing.
happens.
All right.
Yeah,
A lot of business happens there.
a lot of business
All right,
happens
all
there. Lorno, where were you? Where are you on board ship at this very point in time?
I've crept up to the crow's nest using my high dexterity and my general desire to be away from most other people.
Uh-huh.
And I'm crouched below the little
So no one
bucket
can
bit.
see you. You're
I
hidden.
mean, even if I were standing, no one would be able to see me, actually, but I'm
True.
crouching because it makes me feel better about
Sure.
myself and my position on the ship.
Sure, yeah, it's a good place to be. As teleportation energy wraps itself around you, the teleportation spell that affected the crew at the beginning of this 250-hour game still has residual effects where on the hour, every hour, people teleport in and out for some strange reason.
Lucky do.
Yeah, like you do. So as the teleportation energy wraps itself around you, you find yourselves underground in a very smelly place. You are hanging on to the side of a tunnel, a chute that is leading into a room with a horrible grinding noise beneath you. Edric, you appear in mid-air.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not great. You're appearing in mid-air.
Anything around me? How long do I have?
The only thing around you is a tiny halfling dressed like a cook, looking with horrified eyes at you as both of you plummet towards the ground, which is entirely made up of this grinding device, clearly there to make sure that all of the solid bits of the water are much more easily dealable with by this sewer system.
Does Galbert see this?
Galbert, you are hanging off the edge. You've seen the teleportation happen. Relora, the ship's captain, who was using a spell to hold Devere and the person who just teleported out aloft, has gone. Her spell fades. I'm giving everyone, if they want it, a reaction before we dive into initiative order.
Is there a wall
There
nearby me?
there are walls about 10 feet away from you on all sides. You're in
10
the
feet?
center of this space, yes.
Can I say I have a 10-feet sword?
No.
I was going to do something else.
You have your long sword, which is still relatively long. I mean,
Yeah.
about 3-4 feet. Like it's a
Nah.
nice sword, but you probably couldn't strike the wall with it at this
Something to
distance.
latch on, you know.
I mean, have you ever tried doing that?
Okay.
Devere, you have a reaction if you want to take it.
Cool. I want to try and emphasis on the try.
Sure.
I'm gonna try and get the rope out of my climbing equipment that has now been commanded that I carry at all times, so
Yep.
I do have it, and wrap it round a arrow on my short bow, and then try and just fire towards
That
the
would
wall.
be an action, not a reaction.
no.
You could probably try and throw the rope. Above you is a grate that looks like it goes up to a room above you.
Cool. Yeah. Why not? Let's try that.
Cool. Make a
You're gonna You're gonna pick something I'm not good at.
It's gonna be athletics.
I don't. You're fine.
Thank you.
Natural 20.
Oh!
What?
Thanks, guys. I'm out.
20s are good, 1s are bad, guys, in very generic terms. Right, you, halfling rogue, wonderful halfling rogue, managed to grab your climbing hook out of your belt with a rope attached to it and just throw it up, and it attaches above you, and you are now hanging. Edric, you can have a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the halfling.
Well,
Oh no.
dex save. It's 13.
13.
Ooh.
You manage to grab on, but it's a very heavy grab. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
no.
Oh no.
The worst for
Right.
Just
If
make
it's
it
a
nat
1,
20,
I
it's
get
fine.
halfling luck, so it's fine. I just need like
It's fine.
a good one.
I've got a number in my head.
You always do.
Yeah.
15.
Okay, the rope tightens. It doesn't snap. The bar stays hooked. You're all fine, but you do take 1 point of damage as you are dragged down and your arm yanks out of its socket slightly. But you are both held above this horrible device beneath you, gnawing away at nothingness at the moment.
Cool. I just like to make this noise. Ah! Cool. And
Cool.
then we're
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
my
that's
turn.
some top-notch role playing right there.
I expect as the arm kind of-
Yeah. Okay, you're both holding on. You're both all right. So, 2 of you hanging off the tunnel lip, 2 of you hanging off a rope attached to this grate above you. What would you like to do?
Well, this was an unfortunate series of events. Is there a way for Galbert to... You ever played Super Mario?
No.
No?
Of course I have. Yeah, go on.
You know how Mario, like, wall jumps up?
Go on.
Is it possible for Galbert to wall jump up full, like, Super Mario, Prince of Persia-esque, where he, like, runs along the walls and jumps, and if needs be, jumps into the middle of the room and grabs the rope, because I'm really realizing how ridiculous I sound.
I mean, everything in life is possible.
hate when you say that.
I know. So I'm going to allow you to. You have an ability as a monk to walk on water because your running now allows you to basically run across most surfaces.
I can run up all vertical surfaces.
You can run up all vertical surfaces.
Why is Mario jumping?
I'll run up a
Very good
vertical
question.
surface.
It's almost like I gave him a hint. All right, so you want to run up the surface and hang off the bars above you.
Yes, please.
You can run up. There's no need for a check on that. You are a monk. You can definitely run straight up this wall, but you still have to make a dexterity saving throw to grab hold of the stuff in front of you.
That's fine. I'm good at things like that.
Do it.
Famous last words. I'm going to spend a key point.
Burning
to
through key points.
reroll that.
Excellent.
Was it a 1?
It was a 4, plus 9 is 13.
Oh, that would have been enough.
Oh. That's 17.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine. You run up and whoop, grab on top of you. You are now hanging from a grate. There is clearly a room above you. It's got about 50-foot diameter. It's a dome above you, but it goes through the grate. You are very small. You can poke your head through the bars and look around. Make a perception check.
Do a halfling eye see?
What do your halfling eyes see who can't see in the dark?
That's 11.
11. It's a dark room. Right.
Dark room,
It's a
guys.
dark room.
Great, thanks.
Oh no, what would you like to do?
Very
your friends,
useful right now.
Your
Yeah.
friends seem to be saved for the time being. The monk
like
has
that.
gone to have a look around and so far has seen a dark room.
Right.
What would you like to do?
I'm still hanging on the lip of the tunnel.
Correct.
And I assume that jumping on his back would not count as a reaction.
You'd have to jump straight up about 25 feet. That's about all of your movement as a rogue. It'd be very difficult, but you could
Right.
attempt
I can
it.
lower a rope.
Sorry?
I can lower a rope.
Would you be so kind? Can I throw a rope to him, given my
would be easier to-
extreme rope skills?
Oh, of course, the Knot Master
I'm the
General.
knot master, yeah.
Okay, Lorno Knot Master.
Yes.
Make a little hoop you can throw up to the monk and see if you can throw him your rope.
All right.
Make an athletics check. This is more about distance than about anything else.
10.
10. You throw it up, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, yeah. That was 26.
Your throw is a little low, but you manage with one hand to just whoop and grab it. So you, at this moment, you have one hand held onto the grate, you're holding the rope in the other, and you are currently the midpoint in a terrible daisy chain.
I pull the rope up and pull it through, and then just with the loop,
Mm-hmm.
I bring it over
Yep.
and feed the other end through, so it's like a slip
Pulley
knot.
system. It's a
Yeah,
pulley
like
system with a
pulley
slip
system.
knot. Sure. It's a strength check to pull it up. Because your entire weight is now on this rope, correct?
Mine? Yes.
Yes.
My meager halfling weight, it should be said, but yes.
20 modified.
Yep. You manage to make her a slip knot, you manage
Swole.
to hang off, and you let go of the tunnel and swing in.
I
So,
lift lots of buckets, bro.
so all three of you are now hanging from ropes above this grinding machinery below you. You note the grinding machinery has slowed down a little. It is still going, but the water going through it is clearly what powers it. So it is powered by water, because we don't live in a mechanized world here, guys. Yeah, physics. Physics, that's what that is. Yeah, it's good enough. So the sluice below you, it is still grinding away, and any weight on it would keep it started rotating again, but it's nowhere near as much of a threat as it was before. However, the three of you are hanging on ropes, you're hanging from the bars. What would you like to do?
I know we can't see anything.
I'm at the bottom. I'm basically gonna be
You are
waiting
very
for
much
you
at the
to-
bottom of
I'm
this.
gonna be waiting for you to do something. So
You could possibly climb over her. You are stronger than her.
I'm very small.
that is the problem, though. Where if you taking the entire weight, it's not gonna.
Hang on,
Not
you're,
gonna end
you're
well.
hanging off. You've got an arm on this rope. You've got
Yeah.
2 arms on it, and you had to take the weight from. You're probably hanging around her midriff.
Yeah, it would be great if
Oh
you
yeah,
could.
I'm not
She's
hanging on.
3
I'm,
foot-
I'm hanging on her. Yeah,
Correct.
actually.
She's
It would
3
be
foot
great if
tall.
you could-
You could
Yeah.
very easily, with your
No, I'll
largish
try-
height,
I'll try and-
reach over her, grab the rope, and climb up it.
Yeah, I'll
You'll do
basically try and reach over.
Cool. Make an athletics check.
Oh, that's 21.
21. Yeah. Just with one hand over, boom, you are now over the halfling. You pull yourself
We're
up.
fine,
I mean,
we're
you're
fine.
getting all kinds of
Perfectly fine.
body all over yourself, but you are being climbed over, and you're making your way up the rope. You're now about 3/4 of the way up, so you're getting very near the top where this rope is attached to the grate. Devere, what would you like to do?
Cool. Firstly, what's my angling in terms of looking inside the tunnel we came out of?
You can see inside the tunnel you came out of.
Cool. I'd like to be able to see if I can hear if there's going to be another like blast of water anytime
Sure, make a
soon
perception
to
check.
kind of give us if we need to like mega rush this.
Sure.
Good idea.
6. You hear a gurgling sound of water, but nothing major at the moment. Yes, it sounds like a sewer that you're in with a perception roll of 6.
Oh.
Gab, what would you like to do? You're currently hanging off the top of these bars.
How far apart are these bars?
You can fit your head through them, but not your shoulders.
Oh, this is less than ideal.
True.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see any other exits apart from the one where we came in and the hole in the churning metal?
Nope.
Great. Come back to me. I'm thinking.
Make a perception check.
Oh, yay. 25.
25. Two hands held on the bars.
Mm-hmm.
You get the distinct sense something is about to hit one of your hands, and you move it out of the way as dong, something bounces off the bars it tried to hit you. You are now hanging by one hand again.
Oh no.
I
Over
grab
the
onto
bars.
the rope.
You grab onto the rope.
Yep.
You're back down on the rope that she's also hanging off. Right, can I have some combat's probably a bit intense, but something kind of scary. Scary music, please.
Oh, a scary song.
Oh, it's oppressive and gloomy, but now I want scary, oh my god. That's what I want. You got a track called Scary, oh my god? Inevitable and dark.
Oh,
That sounds
no.
perfect. Right, lovely.
Right, so we can't fit through the gate above.
Nope, not at the moment.
Can anyone see anything that would
Why'd
look
you
like
say
a
not at the
trap
moment?
door?
Why'd you make me anxious like that?
Because something hit the bar with
Yeah, I
one
was
of your
gonna
hands. Lorna, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to, with my partner whose name I've forgotten,
Galbert.
Galbert, I would like to know if we can kind of shimmy ourselves on this pulley system rope thing that we've rigged up so that I can get close enough to the bar to reach up and wiggle it and see if it's broken loose at all.
It's not a pulley system. He's created a loop knot,
Oh,
so you're both
bummer.
on the same
well,
piece of
can
rope.
being not master and crow's nest able, can I
Yes.
climb the rope? And
You'd have to
wiggle?
climb over and around Galbert.
Yeah.
I will not resist this in any way. If anything, I'll assist.
Oh, you're assisting, are you? You're helping, so you're one hand.
Yeah, like.
I mean, I didn't
there
ask
and
permission.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's a strength check. It's an athletics check to climb a rope.
Right. Oh, wow,
And you can roll twice and take the higher number because he's giving you help.
Well, 18, so I think I don't.
Roll the second one in case it's a 20.
Right. 10.
Cool. So with his help, you manage to make your way up and over him to the bars ahead of you. As you look up through the bars, make a perception check.
18.
There is something in the darkness. Again, a halfling can't see in the dark.
Can I
breathing
hear it?
heavily on the bars above you. There's a very different. This is something that hit him and he dropped down from is still there.
Right.
There's something in the dark.
There's something in the dark.
Guys?
Okay.
Edric, you're at the top of this. You've also heard this above you. What would you like to do?
How close am I
To the bars? You're about 5 feet from the bars. You could use your movement with a good athletic check to climb up all the way.
Yeah.
But you, as a rather large person compared to these three very small people, also can't make your way through these bars. You have to find a way to break them or, say, open a trap door. Is it a trap door?
Could I try and bend the bars?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yes, of course you can.
Can you make sure it's not the bars that any of our ropes are hanging off?
Please.
Yeah, I'll make sure of that. Yeah.
How smart are you?
Right, intelligence is 10. Nah.
Let's see, shall we? Right, make an athletics check to climb the rest of the distance up to these
Yeah.
bars.
Probably fine on that. 26. Yeah,
26. Yeah, like strong as an ox. Boom, boom. You're now up at the top of these bars. You can grab the bars and try and bend them apart to try and make a hole for everyone to get through.
Yeah.
Absolutely make a strength check.
Should go well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. 17.
17. Now make a strength check. I'm sorry, make an intelligence check.
Intelligence check. 11.
11.
Oh boy.
You grab two of the bars and you bend them. You manage to bend them apart. You're very strong and just pull them apart. And the bars are definitely now, there's a way through for the small people. Will you fit? We'll have to see. One of the bars is the one that you're hanging on with your rope. So
Great.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Fantabulous.
That's a good word.
16?
16, it's enough. You manage to hang on as this rope just swings to the side as he bends the bar open. However, the hole that you've made,
it's good.
instead of it being a hole through to this darkness you can climb out of, suddenly there is a gigantic face of a rat poking its way into the bars, just snapping at you and trying to get through. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. 14.
14. You manage to hang on. You're far enough away from the hole that the rat isn't able to attack you immediately, but there is something up there definitely wants to kill all of you. Very much so.
What a shock.
What a shock. It's almost like I'm setting up a world that's going to hurt you. Devere, you're at the bottom of the rope.
Cool. I would like to climb up the rope using my super climbing ability,
That's
but
an
in a
athletic.
very parkourish, acrobatic kind of way.
You want to acrobatic your way up the rope?
Yes.
I
So
think
just to, like,
I mean, I'll allow it because you're a rogue. Go for it.
Cool. That's way
Rogues
better.
go away with everything.
What happens at the end of your acrobatic climb?
I want to try and punch the rat with my feet. Just like,
You want to kick the rat.
yeah, punch the rat with my feet. Kick would be the word. Yeah, I want to kick the rat in the face.
Punch
Sure.
with your feet is
You
what
do
we
that.
call it.
Sure.
You do
Just
that.
try to visualize
That
that.
is a... Oh, because I've got my thing, provision. Yeah, cool, 22.
22. You are scampering, flipping up that rope. Your feet are out to be a perfect hit at this rat's face. Roll the attack roll. You're proficient in this, so it's plus your modifier for the rapier as well. So,
So,
yeah.
that would be an 18.
18. You managed to hit that rat for... What's your strength modifier? Nil. 1 point of damage.
Nice.
That
One
rat is
less
hurt
point
for
of damage
1
than it had
point
before, guys.
of damage.
The
It
positives.
veers away. It is upset. It is not happy by this.
Oh,
It
you're
has
so-
taken
It's veered away with
1 point of damage.
Can anyone see if it has a glowing brain?
Make a perception check.
glow.
Well, awesome.
Is it metagaming? He might know about cranium rats.
World's end.
Yeah, sure.
So perception check. That's 19.
It is not a cranium rat. It does
Oh.
not have a glowing brain. It's just a normal, gigantic rat. Normal. For
Cash.
D&D terms, yeah, sure.
It's quite normal compared to
Galbert,
the other stuff.
there is a hole you could make your way through. It has been cleared of the rat's gigantic face.
You're welcome.
I will make my way through the hole.
Okay.
Once I'm through,
Yep.
I will defend the hole using a dodge action. So if anything comes towards me for an attack, it has disadvantage, and I can take the aggro as people climb up.
Okay, I'm totally okay with that. Make an acrobatics check to make your way up to the hole.
That would be a 23.
23. You flip all across the bars, flip up through the hole. I mean, it's monk, it's effortless. You make your way through, you land. How do you land in cool combat pose? Describe it.
So, my feet land perfectly far apart, one on each bar,
Oh.
mop in hand.
Where were you storing the
Classic.
mop while all this happened?
I am a man of many talents.
Sure. Okay.
Bucket on head.
Sure. Buckets on the head, mops in hands. You are defending, 1 foot on each bar. Thanks for that, makes it harder. You've got 1 foot on each bar and you're looking around and make a perception check of the room. It's still very dark and you guys can't see in the dark.
Perception check, that's plus 16.
16. It's a very dark room, but you get the sense of more than one of these creatures in this room.
We are definitely not alone.
I mean, there might be, you could even say they were coming out the walls. Lorno, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
They're in the walls.
I had a
Where
brain
am
where
I?
thought there were multiple rats.
Sorry, it's a very nerdy in-joke from the Alien movies. Please continue.
Right. I'd continue if I'd started. That's the thing. Oh God, I'm still. No, I'm not rope bound anymore. I've climbed up, haven't I?
You are currently on the rope. You are hanging off the bars. There is a way through, which he's now straddling,
Right.
which makes people getting through that hole a bit harder. But there you go.
Oh, sorry.
Well, because I'd like to at least shimmy up the rope and kind of slip in the most polite way possible between his legs and land in a stable place.
Okay, you said shimmy, so that's an athletics
I
check.
did say shimmy, yes.
Yep.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Oh,
Shimmy.
7.
7. Make a dexterity saving throw.
6. No, hang on. No, oh God, no, 15.
15. Phew. You try and slide up through his legs, but these are muscly halfling legs. These are monk. He's a solid piece of man. You can't make your way through. You manage to hang onto the bars, so you're hanging onto the bars below where his feet are, but at this point you can't make your way through. At which point, it is their turn. There.
Yeah.
Would you like some combat?
I would love some combat music. Thank you. It is time. What's your armor class?
21.
And it's with disadvantage, isn't it?
Yes, but if it's the creature I think it is.
Oh, it's not yet.
Reassuring.
Can you just confirm what I rolled?
Oh, you can.
I know,
You can-
I know.
It's a double.
I've
At
rolled
disadvantage,
two
double
20s.
nat 20s.
No!
Double critical successes.
Yeah, cool. Right.
That is going to be one scary rat.
Oh, there's more than one.
There's going to be several scary rats.
Right. Galbert,
Yes.
out of the shadows, a rat strikes you.
Mm-hmm.
You take 7 points of damage,
Yay.
and another one strikes you, and you take 8 points of damage, so 15 total.
15 total.
However, the last one, instead of just bowls you over, you are knocked off this grate. It rolls with you into the darkness. All you have is rat above you and snarling and stabbing, and it's really unpleasant.
Ah, the giant rodents.
The giant
I
rodents.
didn't believe they existed.
Hey, at least they don't have brains sticking out of them.
That's
Very true. You take, what is that? 11 points of damage from that last one as well. And then the other one gets to go. Right. Galbert,
Yes.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
That would be a 27.
Mm-hmm. You are fine. I need you to make a...
Oh no.
Yep. A constitution saving throw.
Yay. That would be an 8.
An 8, splendid. You can't get poisoned, can you?
No, I cannot.
Splendid. A green glow washes over you and nothing happens. A yellow glow washes over you and you feel like it would have affected you, but your monk-like abilities have managed to hold it back and you have taken no damage from it. And I'll roll for the last one.
Yay.
Another wisdom saving throw, please.
That would be a 23.
23. Another, again, something washes over you, but again, no effect. Make a perception check.
Oh yay. 15.
15. As you're rolling around and there's just claws and teeth all around you, you do get a better look at this room, and there is an odd glowing coming from one corner of the room, and these 3 effects that washed over you seem to have come from this glow, but you can't quite make out what's going on yet because you can't see in the dark.
I cannot.
Excellent.
Something I can't do.
Edric, what would you like to do?
So I'm still hanging from the bars.
You are still hanging from the bars. She's hanging basically with you. You're both hanging
I
in
would
the
like
same
to
sort
make
of place.
a check whether I can actually fit through them as they are.
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence. 9.
You think I'll be fine?
Well,
Role play, buddy.
well, well, I'm going to try and fit through. I mean,
Cool. Make a strength check, an athletics check.
Athletics.
Yeah.
21.
You pull
22.
You pull yourself up and just push your way through. The bars bend more. Make a dexterity saving throw.
That was not very clever.
No.
But I mean,
20.
Yeah, you're fine. Again, the rope wobbles as Edric just pushes his way out of this bars. You're standing on this grate now. There's no chance of falling through this. You're too big. And you can see the room around you. Make a perception check.
nat 20.
Yes.
I apologise for this description in advance.
It's alright.
This room,
Been worse.
there are lots of rats.
So
You count about 4.
Big rats. you
Big
know,
rats. They're about...
Table size.
They're big for rats, so
Yeah.
I think we're talking sort of coffee table size. They're not humongous. Galbert's currently rolling around the floor with one of them. They're about the same size. So, yeah, exactly. However, that's not what catches your eye.
Oh,
What catches your eye is the 5th one, which
what's the 5th one?
there is a rat about 10 feet away from you. It's covered in cysts. Bubbling and boiling cysts all over its body. They all glow with magical energy. Make an insight check.
Where is Inset?
And under eye in skills.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
18.
18. This is a sewer of a magical city. Magical waste is getting washed down here every day, and it may have affected this rat.
I just scream like, where am I?
Where am I?
Where am I?
And you've had your action to get out, and you are stood there right now, and it is go time. Excellent. Davia, you are currently making your way up this.
Yeah, I'll be at the top. 'Cause
You're
I
at the top.
kicked it in the face.
You kicked it in the face.
I'd like to climb
Climb.
up the gate.
Then make an athletics check. Choose your words wisely with me, my dear.
I was doing so well. I'd like to have parkour.
There you go.
Parkour.
Backflip, you know.
19.
19.
Well,
You managed to
right,
pull
that's
your way
fine.
through. You're standing up. You're
Cool.
currently standing sort of basically just in front of him right there. Make a perception check. Roll that again.
Yep. 7.
7. You definitely notice there's things in the room, but you don't see
Sorry.
anything too specific. 8. Yeah.